Yo, 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 welcome back to the Out the Box Show. I'm John Wallace alongside my co-host James Luffy and Mr. Rory Luke, and we are back again like we never left. I know our voice hasn't pierced your ears since for a while now. We're back again. Summer is in full swing. Luffy was on his vacation a couple weeks ago. The the big three was not able to put out their full performance, but I feel like if we were the big three, Luffy's LeBron, right? And Rory and I would probably be Bosch.
I'll take D
Rory would
Wade.
probably be with D Wade if we're just being honest as far as like skill set goes, and also podcasting ability, right? So
Yeah.
we were able to do it. We're back again. We could not be more pumped. We have an absolutely awesome show.
Who's
Lots to
Ray
catch.
Allen?
Ray Allen.
Yeah. Steph, maybe, because he was on the show for like a couple weeks.
Dude, the dude drilled. He drilled him.
He did. He did drill him.
But he wasn't part of the big three. So anyway,
I'm getting there.
You're getting there. You're getting there. But LeBron's about to fall apart in the playoffs. So
Yeah, that's a winner too. I mean, that's a winner.
hopefully that doesn't happen to Luffy. I don't think it will. But we have a lot to catch up on. A great show for you guys. Cannot wait to get to it. But before we get to that, we have to give a huge shout out. I cannot believe May went by that quickly. Because you know what May was, right? On bootcrewmedia.com, we were the featured podcast for the whole entire month. Every time you clicked on bootcrewmedia.com, you saw the Out the Box show. We were blown up by Boot Crew, and we could not be more thankful for that. The summertime is here. We're in the thick of it. Things are looking up, and Boot Crew, I swear, we're in the Boot Crew Media group me, and it appears that every day they are adding killers in the content game to come aboard the Boot Crew Media Network. We just hired a guy. I forget. Wait, hold on. Let's see. My phone, my Wi-Fi is absolutely terrible, but I'm gonna come up with his name in a second. But he's gonna be he is literally just gonna post like 1 minute breakdowns of like just dumb stuff that goes on in like pop culture and sports and whatnot. Almost, similar to similar to what a lot of media companies are doing nowadays. His name in the group me is just Cruz. So I don't know. You could go a bunch of different ways with that. Um, but his name is Cruz. He's going to be posting all kind of similar to the Minuteman at Barstool, similar to KFC. So I'm sure he's equally as funny. And
I hope he's funnier, honestly.
no, yeah, I think it'll definitely be funnier. But like we say, it doesn't really matter like even the names or whatnot. Like the content being added to the Boot Crew Media Network is phenomenal. And you can find all of that at bootcrewmedia.com and on social media at boot_crew_media. It's ours entertainment. We say it every single week. I promise you will not regret it. Follow Boot Crew Media. All right. Also, want to give a huge shout out to Rally Cap Brewing. I was at Rally Cap the other day, and we saw our boy Jeremy over there, and he actually told us about us potentially we're going to try to pull it off at some point this summer, hopefully sooner rather than later, doing a live show at Rally Cap Brewing. Wanted to tease that for you guys to, if you need to get a hotel room, if you need to let your family know you're going to be in Baton Rouge for the weekend off of Segan Lane at Rally Cap Brewing, 11212 Pennywood Avenue. For those that need an address, a GPS, type it in. We are going to try to do a live show at Rally Cap Brewing. Also, Rally Cap's been dropping an awesome amount of beer this summer. He said that they are going to try to drop a different style of beer every week of the summer, whether it be a Berliner Weiss, that's kind of like a sour. They're going to try to drop some sort of IPA 1 month out of the summer, or once a month for the summer. They're going to try to alternate for all those different types of beers that everyone enjoys.
And if John would stop drinking them so fast, maybe we could get some in studio for me and Rory.
Dang, I actually have some in the fridge, but
Rory,
I'm sorry, Rory, if you do want to go grab some, I doubt you're going to want to. But
I'll pop a rally cap.
All right, let's restart the record. No, I'm kidding. All right, but Rally Cap Brewing, and also a huge thing that Rally Cap does is they do a lot of charity and fundraising efforts. And their most recent one, they posted it actually today, is Jeremy, one of our boys over there, one of the guys that we talk to a lot. He is teaming up with Focus Foods, and they are doing a fundraising effort to help out the Pavlov Across America Foundation slash event. It is a cycling event across the country to raise money for cancer research. What better of a cause could you find to support? And also, when you go to Rally Cab, you could literally buy beer and donate to a great cause at the same time. So please make sure to check out Rally Cab Brewing. They are literally on our story every time they make a post on Instagram, Twitter, whatnot. Please make sure to follow Rally Cat Brewing at Rally Cat Brewing. All right, we got through it. We got through the intro. It was a little shaky, but we're back. We had to knock some of the rust off. Some of us come back from vacation. We're back though, and Paul Maneri, after this season, is no longer going to be the coach at LSU. And I think I'm gonna get y'all's opinions, but I just want to say that a lot of people throughout this season and in previous seasons were throwing shade or talking, saying, maybe it's time, if he doesn't leave, he's gonna get fired and whatnot. But I've always found that after somebody announces that they're gonna retire, a bunch of those fans start to creep back to their opinion that, all right, yeah, he was a damn good coach. And on the other hand, more than just a coach, I think the thing that a lot of sports media people were saying nowadays is it wasn't really about baseball and wins and whatnot. All of his former players said that the most he ever did for them was make them into a man. And I think, when you add the wins and the success that Paul Maneri has had, it's a hell of a career.
Yeah, I mean, it was time, and he knew that, and the fans knew that, and for the past couple months, I guess we've kind of known that he was gonna step down at the end of the year and retire. And I mean, he had a tremendous career. There's not many people that have had harder or bigger shoes to fill, stepping into a job than replacing the greatest coach of all time, Skip Bertman. And he did a good job. I mean, we made it far a lot, and like we didn't win or finish off as many national titles as he would have hoped, and he said that in his press conference, which was phenomenal, by the way. And so it's with all the rule changes now and the transfers, like you're gonna see that more with older coaches, I think, stepping down, because like the game is changing. The game passed like Les Miles up. The game passed Coach K up. You saw it the last couple years. He's retiring too, and it was time for Coach Maneri, and I mean, he was great, and LSU fans should remember him in a good way. We won a lot of games. He won a ton of games where we got very used to continuing to win. So
it was almost like a spoiled atmosphere around LSU baseball to carry on that success that Skip Bertman started in the early '80s and on into the '90s. Obviously,
Yeah, he went. There's one thing I can say about Paul Maneri is that he went out on top. Greatest season ever for midweek games. 12-1 in midweek games. Just a beautiful performance.
That last one too.
Could have used a 13-0, but the great things in life don't come that easy. Just a beautiful midweek performance by him. He really called out the haters in his retirement year and said, you know what? Take this. 12-1 in the midweek. Love to see it.
So let me go ahead and paint a picture for y'all. Like all of the great novelists have, a lot of people who read novels will be familiar with a John Grisham book. I feel like everybody at least knows who that is. A lot of people will be familiar with Stephen King, who a lot of his books has been turned into movies. Paul Maneri, for this season and for his career at LSU has written the greatest book that you can ever write. In that, he knew he was going to retire at the beginning of this season. He said, you know what? I'm going to tone things down. I'm going to lose a few games, and I'm going to set myself up to announce retirement before the NCAA tournament. And I'm going to turn things on like LSU always does. We're going to go to the regional. We're going to go to the super regional, and we're going to go to the O word.
We're
not
saying it now.
We're not saying it.
All right, we're out of saying it.
Not saying it. The Rowley Salt told me not to, but Paul Mainieri is a novelist, and he set this up perfectly. And I have every bit of faith that LSU is going to go into this regional guns blazing and get the things done that they need to, make it to the supers, and we might be taking a road trip. Who knows?
I mean, I hope you're right. I hope you're right for sure.
You hope I'm right?
I hope you're right. I hope you're right.
Do you not have faith?
I have faith. Maybe not as much as you, but I have faith.
I think we can make it past this weekend.
Yeah, I agree too. I mean, we'll get to that, but
why don't we go ahead and let's talk about this weekend. Let's do it. So LSU is in the Oregon Regional this coming weekend.
Well, is it sponsored by somebody?
Well, if you want it to be.
I think that it should be sponsored by somebody.
So let me just go ahead and say this. So LSU had a lot of different scenarios in which they could end up, right?
Yeah.
So LSU, they were talking about, people speculating on where the committee was going to send LSU. They were speculating that LSU might go up to the Ruston Regional.
Yeah.
Well, the problem with going to the Ruston Regional is that although that is going to be a tough regional, guess what super regional host site that's paired with? Arkansas. So LSU might have dodged the bullet, and this might just be the best case scenario for LSU baseball. And are y'all familiar with any other best case scenarios that we associate ourselves with? Blaine Loop Realty. That's it. Blaine Loop Realty with Keller Williams is the best of the best. He's the best you're going to get. He is a great friend of the Out the Box podcast.
He's the best case scenario in every aspect of realty.
Exactly. And he wants you to know that interest rates are at an all-time low in the real estate market. Has never been hotter.
Low. She got them apple
at the speeds these homes are selling at right now. You need a certified professional. Blaine will help you navigate to the house of your dreams, your friend, your neighbor, your agent. I can't. Call or text Blaine Loop at 504-858-0031 for all your housing needs. That's 504-858-0031. Keller Williams is an equal opportunity housing partner, and each office is independently owned and operated. All right, LSU heading up to Eugene, Oregon. A lot of people mistook LSU facing Oregon State because that was a foe in the
pre-2018
pre-O word scenario. But LSU is headed up. They just got there today. The pictures of all the guys, Paul, DiGiacomo getting off the plane was absolutely incredible. He looked like he looked like John Lennon, honestly.
And he's back this weekend. Paul Mainieri said he looked good in practice, and he also said another left-handed batter would be in the lineup because we're facing a lefty, and I think it's going to be Beloso.
Wait.
He left it up to mystery.
A left-handed batter is going to be in the lineup because we're facing a lefty?
Or are we facing a lefty?
I don't think so.
I thought he. Wait, maybe never mind. That kid's right-handed. I can't remember. I saw a highlight.
So maybe. So there's a lefty in the lineup because we're facing a right-handed batter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right-handed. Yeah. I'm sorry. I said that backwards. But he did say another lefty would be in the lineup, but he wasn't going to say who it was. I guess that'll be Beloso.
Yeah, probably. I mean, you got to give Beloso a shot here.
Maybe last game.
I think.
Or you think he comes back?
I think he comes back.
He's got to come back. This past year has I won't say disappointing because a guy like Beloso does not have disappointing years. It's been more unfortunate for him, right? But LSU heading into this weekend, we're going up to Oregon. We have the regional. Oregon is the 1 seed. We also have Central Connecticut and Gonzaga up there as well. I think that Maneri went on the Colada show. I believe it was yesterday, Tuesday. It's kind of a weird week, Memorial Day.
I know. I kind of like it having Monday off, and then it's like today's already like
I'm sure
amazing.
everybody would absolutely love to have Mondays off.
I think it's embrace debate here. Having Monday off is better than having Friday off.
No, because not like normal on a typical week. No, because no one's doing anything on Monday besides everyone's at work, but other people have Friday off.
But you got to think
if everybody has Monday off.
Yeah, I mean, then it just becomes like a recovery day, though.
Then it'll become the new Sunday, and then you'll just be more upset and have more scaries that you have to go to work on Tuesday. And then you end up working late on Friday, and then it'll just kind of morph into the 2-day weekend again. but I think that LSU, they went up to Oregon. The time zone is a little bit different. I think that's why they went up today. They play at 9:00 on Friday night against Gonzaga.
Yeah, the Night Owls will be out.
Like we're going up there to Gonzaga.
We're not going to Gonzaga. We're going to Oregon.
Or we're going up there to Oregon to play Gonzaga. Like, Rory, give me some sort of reason why we should win. I'm not going to say reasons why we shouldn't, because we're going to.
Well, some reasons why we should win. I would say, LSU has played the toughest schedule all year. I think we're number 3 strength of schedule, and probably the other 2 are also SEC teams. So LSU has really been through the doghouse. They've played everybody. They've played probably 6 or 7 national, or probably 4 or 5 national seeds and 6 or 7 top 16 seeds. So it's, they've seen the best of the best. It's not
Wasn't
like
that something Maneri said, that no team that you play is going to be better than what we've already seen?
Exactly. That's 100% true. And we've played with the best of the best. You go back to a game like Tennessee. Tennessee is what?
And that's the regional that we're paired with.
Yes, it is.
Or the super regional. Yes.
I would love to get another shot at Tennessee.
Absolutely. Because we've talked about it enough, but that series was a couple pitches away from going a different way.
Exactly. And they're the number 3 team in the nation. And granted,
and we could be going after their coach soon.
Yeah, this is also true.
That'd be nuts to go up there and beat them, and then
take their coach.
Yeah.
Like what else could you take?
Their dignity.
John,
I'm pretty sure you'd have their dignity at that point.
I'll give you another reason. The freshmen, Cruz, Morgan, Thompson, they're not really freshmen anymore.
No, not at all.
They've played a full season. They've played a lot of games at this point, and I think they're comfortable, and it's going to be – and I'm really excited that we made the postseason, because it is great experience for them.
Yeah.
It's great. It's valuable experience for them, just the format of it, having to travel, even though we don't ever have to travel again. It's good experience for them to get postseason at bats, because we've seen some great LSU players struggle in the postseason.
It's like getting to the national championship, or to the playoffs in football.
Yeah.
It's like once you get to the playoffs, nobody's a freshman, nobody's a rookie in the playoffs. Everybody's played a full season. They've played a full season. They're here now. They've seen the best pitching that college baseball has. They're going to see some really good pitching this weekend, but it's nothing that the bats can't handle and nothing that the pitchers can't handle.
And we need the bats to get hot. I think that's obvious. We need the bats to get hot. And Marceau's going to start Friday night. Assume if we win that game, I guess they would go with Labus. It seems like he maybe had worn down a little bit towards the end of the season.
Yeah.
And he'd been great, but they really worked him hard. He threw a shit ton of pitches throughout the course of the season. And I don't know if he had some arm fatigue, but we've had a lot of time off recently. So hopefully he'll be back to normal, and Hilliard's been great lately. So we have 3 guys that we think we can throw out there and get good stuff from, but the bats still need to produce 6, 7, 8, 10 runs a game.
And the best thing about college baseball playoffs before Omaha is, You only need to win 3 games. You only need to win 3 games. You only need to win 6 to get there. You need to win 3 in the regional, 3 in the super, or 2. You only need 5 to get there.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's not like we need all the arms in our bullpen. We could just sweep a weekend series and we're there.
But we have to win the first game, and I think everybody knows that. It's been said. If we get in the losers bracket, I don't think we have the pitchers to pull out of it. So winning the first game will be crucial. If we win the first game, I think there's a shot we advance.
And this says a lot about LSU's, I guess, Maneri's confidence in this team, but it also says a lot about how much he trusts Marceau. LSU, I think they said it on Jordy's show. They said that LSU and Paul Mainieri have never started their ace in the the opener of a regional. And I think that says a lot about, I mean, Marceau's been your guy all year. The dude's going to pitch 5-6 innings. Hopefully, I mean, go into the 7th, 8th, but the win now mentality, your back's against the wall. Why not us? Why not be the guys? Why not be the Coastal Carolinas? Why not be the Stony Brooks? Why not be the guys that come in and mess up other people's seasons instead of these lower level schools? I like the spot we're in. I like being the underdog, and I like where we're going.
I say there's no better sport besides maybe NCAA tournament basketball to be an underdog in. In baseball, it's anybody can have a day, have a weekend, get hot. Like you said, the Stony Brooks, the Coastal Carolinas, like
the Chanticleers.
It's what makes baseball so volatile. Once you get to the national championship, it's hard for teams to be consistent winners because all that matters is one team getting hot. If you're getting hot at the right moment, you can win the whole damn thing. So let's go win the whole damn thing.
Now do you feel a little bit more confident?
I feel a little bit more confident.
All right,
it.
Let's do it. Let's flip it. All right. So let's do this. Let's start a hashtag, and we're gonna do this with the help of one of our day ones. Me and you met him the other day, Luffy, at Alex Box. Mr. Carl the Cat. Hashtag 4Paul. Let's start the 4Paul. We're gonna win. We're gonna win 4Paul. This is the last dance. This is it. He did this. I'm telling you, this is like you're reading a book and you're like, I already know what's gonna happen. And then you know what? Paul Mainieri is gonna come in. It's gonna be like the end of a thriller. It's gonna be the end of a Jason movie. Well, not a Jason movie, but LSU's gonna come in and kill every team they play. So
and speaking of the last dance, did you watch Hold the Rope?
Fantastic.
It was incredible. I mean, if you haven't seen that and you're an LSU baseball fan, you've got to go watch it. It's like 50 minutes long, and it's incredible through and through. And my favorite part was Skip just giving Tulane after they beat us.
That was cool.
That
was very cool. I like that.
He was like, all right, I got to coach a team still. Like, that we lost. So he was like, all right, I got to find some other team to coach.
He's the only guy to ever coach after his final game.
Yeah. And a different team that he never coached before.
I honestly love that. I mean, it was a Louisiana team. He walked up and he's like, you know what? Go, let's do it. Come on. Like it was the same thing. It was in his blood, and that showed throughout his whole career.
And I love the visualization part of his approach to the game, and just like it's a big thing in sports now with psychologists and stuff, but visualizing yourself winning or visualizing yourself getting a hit or striking someone out. And I think that's kind of what PM is going to channel this weekend with the Tigers. You know, why not? Like y'all said.
So to get into it a little bit, just give you a breakdown of what's going to happen or some players from this weekend. Tomorrow night, I'm sure you probably heard, or Friday night. Oh yeah, it'll be tomorrow when you're listening to it on Thursday. We will be playing Gonzaga, number 25 team in the country. They are I'm trying to think what they're in it's a WCC, but I don't know what the name of the conference is.
The White Claw Conference.
All right. They're the White Claw Conference champs. Friday night's going to be a good night. Battle of the Aces facing Alec Jacob. He has thrown a no-hitter this year against Pepperdine in the beginning of the season.
Can't count.
So what? Like 100 people go to that school.
I mean, you're probably right.
Can't count it.
He has a sub-3 ERA, pitched 76 innings on the year, 103 strikeouts. So he's a good pitcher. It's going to be a good battle. They haven't really faced they faced some stout competition at the beginning of the year. They played in one of those like round robin classics, and they kind of got whipped around by TCU and Texas Tech. I think they played like them in 4 or 5 games, and they might have won 1 out of all 5. So when they have played good competition, they have got a little worked, and they also played Oregon earlier in the year and lost to Oregon 10-2. But I mean, we're all here. We're all playing on the even playing field now. And then the other teams, you have Central Connecticut, the Blue Devils. This is their 3rd appearance in the last 4 years, or 4 tournaments if you don't count 2020. We just forget it. Just throw it out. Third appearance in the last 4 years in the NCAA tournament. And they actually won their first game in school history in NCAA tournament in 2019. So it's
so they're only up and up.
Yeah, it's a good team. They're a solid coach. The coach has been there forever. They beat the top seed to win their conference tournament, and they're here now, and they're playing in the regional. So, and then we get to the number 1 seed, Oregon, number 14 seed in the country, number 1 seed in this regional. Came second in the Pac-12. Really good hitting ball club. Have 5 batters over 300 average, so they have a really stout offense. Got one guy, Conan Yuan, 14 home runs on the year, so got some pop in the bat. Playing at home, I don't think it's full capacity. I want to say the last game of the year they had like 600, and I've also heard that LSU's probably like bought out like 200 of those tickets, knowing LSU, so it will probably not be much of a home field advantage. But still, they're used to playing there. It is an all-turf field, which is different for LSU. LSU does not play on an all-turf field at all. They probably haven't played on one all year.
We didn't play at Tulane this year. Vandy's all turf, though, right?
Yeah, but we didn't play at Vandy.
Yeah.
Right, but Will Safford played on that field at UI.
Tennessee.
We had to have played on one. Oh, ULL? Did we play at ULL this year? No, we didn't, huh?
We might have played at ULL earlier.
Did we?
I think Tennessee has an all-turf field as well, but definitely new for us. And they've been playing well. They won the last 3 out of 4 series. Lost the last series of the year against Stanford, and that is why they're second in the Pac-12. But a really good team. You got solid pitchers. You got a guy, Robert Alston. He's got a sub-3 ERA. That's their ace. That's a guy, if we win Friday night, we'll probably be seeing him Saturday. Got another guy, Cullen Kafka, another sub-3 ERA guy. Really good staff. This is a really good ball club, but still it's winnable. It's not Arkansas. It's not Vandy. It's not Tennessee. It's not State. It's Ole Miss or Tech. When we can beat those teams. So,
all right, I got some breaking news. As of just now, LSU has parted ways with offensive line coach James Craig.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, that's right on the spot. It just happened minutes ago. I was waiting for you to get done talking to say it.
Did you have anything to do with that, Rory?
I did not have anything to do with that.
So do you know Coach Craig?
Yeah, Coach Craig was there. His first year was my last year.
Yeah, I mean, he coached for a national championship for LSU and a
Joe
Moore Award. So we'll see. I mean, the big knock on him, I don't think was the on-field stuff. It was just mainly the recruiting. And I'm assuming that they parted ways with him right now because of a some sort of contract stipulation. Like not dispute maybe, but like, oh, if you're cut after X date, then we pay you this and separate. Like if we fire you after whatever, we have to pay you this much less or whatever. And I think that's probably what happened. I mean, things got heated. Got heated. I don't know.
I'm surprised to see him go.
Coach because we have 3 5-star offensive linemen coming to town today, actually, when you're hearing this, to visit.
Yeah. Definitely. I mean, I'm sure they've probably known about it. It's probably been a thing for a little bit, but
Yeah.
I'm surprised to hear that. I mean, he did win the Joe Moore Award. I mean, the offensive line hasn't been great, even when they won the Joe Moore Award.
Yeah, a lot of that was the other
I
Joe.
think it was Joe. Yeah. But it was. I mean, and his style is pretty different from what happened before. Coach Grimes was more. Coach Craig came from the NFL, and NFL blocking is a little bit different than college blocking. It's a little more complex, takes a little longer to learn. That's why you don't really see offensive linemen do so well in the beginning in the NFL. But I mean, I'm sure they're going to hire somebody good. Coach Craig was also one of those guys that was an O guy. I'm glad to see O get away from that a little bit, like just hiring his buddies. They should go for the best of the best. Don't just hire your buddy.
Yeah, he said, Coach O said a national search has started, and that breaking news was brought to you by Workbox. It is a company that provides access to storage containers, dumpsters, portable toilets, shipping containers, and restrooms all over Louisiana. They're the best in the state. We say it every week. They're the cleanest. They're the fastest. They're the most reliable. You got to call Martine at Workbox at 225-343-4886. Call Martine at Workbox. They're the best. If you're building a house, if you're redoing a house, if you're demoing a house, an office, anything, they'll bring a container to you. If you're having a big party, we got tailgates are back, parties are back, luxury portable toilets and regular portable toilets. Call Workbox at 225-343-4886.
And Luffy, also, whenever you see, all the devastating flooding, prayers out to all those in Baton Rouge. I've seen a ton of Workbox containers helping people get over this horrible disaster. Like Luffy said, make sure to call Workbox. All right.
We got to do coaching search.
Let's do a little coaching search.
We got to do coaching search. Sorry to cut you off. We got to do coaching search. I think we kind of got out of order.
I had that on the list. Yeah, Rory messed this whole episode up. We might have to restart. But so I don't want to spend too much time on the coaching search because we're going to dive into that. And I also am a firm believer that Scott Woodward has a plan. But I think it is so much fun to speculate. And I think there are a lot of people out there throwing out a lot of names, and it's very interesting to imagine the different types of scenarios and to imagine whenever somebody's been at LSU for so long, such as Coach Maneri, 15 years. I mean, we were 9 years old when he took over as the coach. We weren't coherent enough to be around that coaching search. So pretty much all we know is Paul Maneri.
Yeah, pretty much our entire life. It's kind of the same thing with football where it's been two people.
Yeah.
It's different for basketball, but for football, for me, I mean, you really remember Saban and Les and now O, but like it was
remember Saban.
It was such a weird thing. Moving on from, it was like weird. He's like not the head coach anymore. It's going to be weird not seeing Paul Maneri in that dugout, and Scott Woodward's going to go get the best of the best. I mean, everyone's talked about Sullivan. I don't know if that's happening. It seems like that rumor has died down some to me. I don't know what's y'all's thoughts on the Florida coach, Kevin O'Sullivan.
I mean, that would be another like Kim Mulkey level hire. O'Sullivan, a national championship coach, national champion at Florida. But I've also heard that there's mutual interest there. So if there is actually mutual interest, I don't know if the rumor is ever going to die because – I mean, if there's mutual interest there, we'll definitely pay him more than he gets at Florida. But
and Florida just redid. They just spent a ton of money redoing like their base. They're getting a new baseball field and facilities and stuff. But if it wasn't for that, I think he'd maybe already have been announced.
Yeah,
like he probably would have been here. But I think they've done a lot recently to try to keep him, and I think that's maybe the biggest problem for LSU if that's the guy they're trying to hire. Some other guys, the Tennessee coach,
Tony
Vitelli.
Yeah.
And
Cliff Godwin from VCU.
Yeah, Cliff from VCU and the Schlossnagle, Jim Schlossnagle from TCU, which a lot of people think is going to be the A&M coach. or if they haven't already hired him. So those are some names that have been thrown out there. I think Vitello would be a pretty solid option if you want young.
Let's talk about that for a second. So you have Vitello, and then you also have, the option to O'Sullivan to pick an older coach. Like LSU fans have wanted for a long time, right? Because they're used to they see Will Wade and they're like, oh, he's young, he's vibrant, he's whatever. Like, and then you had Les Miles who was excluding all the other stuff, who was getting older and getting set in his ways. What do y'all think as far as like LSU baseball heading into, say you have this guy that you hire for the next 15 years? Do we want a young guy who is right there with it with the game? I mean, is it a fair question to say that the game might pass O'Sullivan by in 5-10 years? I mean,
yeah, I don't think he's that old. I don't think he's that old.
no, I don't think
he's
he
in
is
his
either. I'm just
50s,
saying.
yeah.
I'm just saying. I think
Yeah.
obviously Vitello is that up and coming hungry coach,
Yeah.
and O'Sullivan's been around for a while. I think O'Sullivan would be a good coach at LSU, but on the same token, he is a very different style from Maneri, right?
Also, counterpoint is how do you pronounce it?
Vitello,
His first name is Tony, so just call him Tony.
Tony.
Tony is much more unproven than O'Sullivan. Just a counterweight to your argument. O'Sullivan's been there, done it before. National champions, first round draft pick, pitchers, first round draft or number 1 overall pitchers, top 10, top 5 position players. So he's done it all, and he's been there. He's been around the block. He knows how to get it done. And then you have Tony, who's an up and coming guy who's brought a Tennessee program that was really in the dumps, and really turned them around and made them a national contender. So there's definitely pros and cons to each side.
It's definitely
and Vitello
interesting.
just little experience. I mean, still kind of a little experience when you talk about someone, a guy like O'Sullivan.
Yeah.
So there's definitely more risk in that hire, probably.
Yeah.
That's what you would think. But there's other guys too. I mean, there's other guys that they're looking at, but it's going to be, I think, one of those top guys. I don't think they probably don't get past 3 or 4 guys just because it's such a good job. It's still the best job in the country.
Yeah,
it is.
I think that's honestly like one of the consensuses as well, that it's like probably LSU, State, Arkansas. Those are probably the best 3 baseball jobs in the country. Just with this fan bases and the facilities and the money that the programs are willing to put towards baseball, I don't think any of those 3 programs can be touched.
And I see a lot of Bianco stuff too. I don't think
that honestly would be. I know that doesn't sound like it's very possible, but I would love that. Bianco coming back to LSU where he played. He's had success, but I think he needed that one extra step.
Yeah, it's tough. I don't know. I don't know if I would be satisfied with that hire. I'd have to do more research.
I don't think I would be, especially when you throw around names like Tony and O'Sullivan, and honestly Chris Godwin as well. And then I feel like you settle for Bianco there, especially with like an O'Sullivan name. I mean, O'Sullivan is an outstanding coach, outstanding development, just like amazing stuff over at Florida. So I think it would definitely be a step down from those top guys.
I think it'd also be fantastic to take away from Florida.
This is also very true.
But it would be cool to see Bianco come home, to your point, John. I mean, that would be a really cool story. And he's a good coach. I mean, he's not a bad coach.
No, yeah, I agree.
We're trying to get back to championship level,
Dude, we got to go back to Omaha and stay at that little motel that we stayed at.
You just broke your own rule.
Yeah, you did.
Broke your own rule.
Also, I mean, just thinking about O'Sullivan off the top of my head, I think about guys that I just remember from watching college baseball draft.
Don't bring him up.
I'm not bringing up Pete Alonso, but Pete Alonso, first base, New York Mets. Brady Singer, who was a top draft pick, pitching for the Royals now, one of their best young pitchers. Alex Faedo playing for the Reds, just started. I mean, there's
But Florida beat LSU in that 2017 national
Mike,
championship.
think about that. Faedo was drafted in 2017, and he's already made his major league debut.
Florida beat, me and Luffy saw it with our own eyes. Florida beat LSU in the national championship when LSU was on their bullpen was on life support, right? LSU, Luffy, we were driving up there, and I believe the first game of the College World Series, we started Russell Reynolds.
We
right?
did.
And not to say he was a bad pitcher, but he was a reliever. We had Jared Poche and Alex Lang, and the way that our games worked out and the way we were able to make it to the Natty.
Was it the second game that he started, though?
No,
the last game?
No, it was the first.
First.
That we ran up there because remember we were sitting in the outfield and Lang was going to pitch the third game if we made it. And Maneri walked up, I swear.
But Lang was warm. Remember, he was loosening up.
He was warming up.
Yeah.
He was warming up, but he wasn't. And Maneri came up. I'm not kidding.
Right in front of us.
Remember this?
Yep.
He came up right in front of us, and he came up there and he goes, all right, look. He's going to go out there. Who
I thought he said we were going to win today, and then
right.
He's going to pitch. So it was game 2.
Poche. It was 4 game 2.
No, Poche was 2.
Okay.
He said Poche's going to go out there and kick their ass tonight, and then Lang's going to come out there and kick their ass tomorrow. And we lost it. We absolutely lost it. I think we all, the whole section cleared out for a few minutes because we had to go get another beer. But it was just funny because you never hear Maneri talk like that. And that wasn't even that bad. I'm just saying, you never hear Maneri say, Lang's going to come out there and kick their ass tomorrow. It was just the way he said it. I love Maneri's inflection, but yes, let's collect it. Hopefully to be honest, there's a lot of people saying that the coaching hire might already be done. So we'll see how that plays out throughout the rest of the postseason. I have a strong feeling that LSU baseball is about to turn it on and make a run. I need more baseball to watch. I need more LSU baseball to watch because the Stros aren't, they're still recovering from the trash cans and whatnot. And I need more LSU baseball to watch. I'm not done with this season yet. A lot of people have scrapped it. And if I know one thing, Carl the Cat is going to be right there cheering for the Tigers. All right. Let's get to the famous point in the show. The House Always Wins segment presented by none other than
the House Bar in Tigerland.
The House Bar in Tigerland.
Your home. There'll be a lot of Tigers this weekend touching home plate in the regional up in Oregon. There'll also be a lot of Tigers at their home in Tigerland. The House Bar in Tigerland.
Go see DJ Road Dog up in the booth.
You'll see me as you're listening to this right now. You should be on the way to the House Bar in Tigerland. 10 o'clock tonight, Thursday. I will be on live. You'll hear me on the 1s and 2s.
I didn't even know that. What a call
Lovey,
by me.
Go?
What a call by me. I didn't even know that.
You want to go, Lovey?
Possibly. Wait, no, I'm going to be gone tomorrow. Sorry.
I'm still going to
go. Come see me. Come see your friends at the house. It's always home there when you're at the house. Follow them on Instagram at House Bar in Tigerland. Instagram and Facebook, House Bar in Tigerland. On Twitter at Tigerland House. See all their deals. I think tonight, while we're recording this, is pint night. I think you can get a pint of beer for $1 or $2 maybe. Hold on while this is bad podcasting, but I'll tell you right now.
No, I mean, the House Bar is always sponsored.
Pint night, first pint. This is kind of a solid deal. Your first pint's $4. Take home your glass. So you're paying $4 for a glass.
Wait, they got glasses now?
They got glasses now. Every fill up after that is $2 for a domestic, $3 for a craft. That's a solid deal. You're paying for a pint for $4, and then every fill up it gets cheaper.
They also gave away,
there's always deals.
They also gave away fire T-shirts last night as well. So constantly giving back to the community that has served them so well. All right. I don't think any of us remember our picks.
I'm pretty sure I'm on fire. I won the 2 previous weeks. Rory called me
We
for a
called you.
pick
We
in
called you.
Arizona. Suns are closing out the series. They're closing out. By the time you're listening to this, it's over. Tomorrow night they play, I think, or tonight they
They play
play.
tonight.
No, they
And
play tomorrow night. They
Tomorrow
play
tonight, whenever
Right,
you're hearing
right,
this,
right,
tonight,
right,
yeah.
yeah.
And the Suns are finishing the Lakers off. I'm riding with the Suns. Whoever they play, whether it's the Clippers, it'll be the Clippers or the Mavs.
Mavericks. It'll be the Clippers.
They're beating either team. Take the Suns. Point guard, CP3, 228, stand up, D-Book. Let's go.
Is it
Dude,
CP3
Hey,
first?
my Suns too. My Suns.
You sounded like
CP3's first NBA Finals appearance this year?
Yes, sir.
Hmm?
So Suns to win, whoever they play, whether it's Clippers or Mavs.
Wait, hold on. Before we get to this, we have to acknowledge maybe one of the worst House Always Wins picks of all time.
me. It's me.
John Wallace with the Celtics to win the East.
With
Dude.
Terrible pick.
Things were a lot
with
different.
Nets.
Things were a lot different when that was going on. Okay. The Nets, I felt as though KD was gonna go down with some sort of like foot injury.
And Harden.
I thought
and
Harden. Listen, I thought Harden was going to be, I guess,
Too fat to play.
sidelined with his health. I thought Kyrie was going to be worrying about some other issue that's unrelated
Aliens.
to like rationality.
Flat Earth.
So yeah, it was at the time it wasn't a terrible take. Now I'll go ahead and say that was a horrible pick, and you know the record speaks for itself, right? The House Always Wins positive record speaks for itself, but I let everyone down. But after you give your pick, Rory, I'm going to come back with another winner.
So 2 weeks ago when me and John were on, I had Denver in 7. Denver plays game 6 tonight. They are up 3-2. Rooting for the Blazers tonight. Dame, was that 2 nights ago? Wait, no. Nuggets play, yeah.
Dude,
When you're listening to this,
I can't keep doing this next.
When you're
game
listening
stuff.
to this tonight, the Nuggets play. Dame Tuesday night was absolutely insane. Blazers still lost, but I'm looking for another Dame game and Blazers to pull one through and get to the game 7 where the Nuggets win. But that is not my pick. All right. My pick is
I thought that was 100%
No.
your pick.
my pick is back to the well. Nets in 6. Nets play the Bucks. It's gonna be a great series. Bucks are really good. Drew Holiday is light years better than Eric Bledsoe.
I like that pick.
But it's gonna be a good series. I think the Nets pull through though. Nets in 6. I don't have exact odds on this, but what I have seen is it is at least plus 300. At least plus 300. So I'm taking the stab saying it's going to be plus 350. Plus 350, Nets in 6.
Okay. All right. So I believe in the last House Always Wins segment, no, wait. You said it, the series prices, like exact result. So I believe in the last House Always Wins segment, I picked the Nuggets to just win the series straight up. Right, Rory?
Yes.
All right. So the Nuggets play tonight against the Portland Trail Blazers. I'm taking as much as I want them to win in 7 and whatnot. I think tonight they're going to take it home. It's plus 170. I love giving plus odds to the Out the Box fam, and that's what I'm rolling with. And even if they don't win tomorrow night, then if they win in game 7, then we'll be rich, Rory. We'll be rich. We can go have caviar on a boat in Belize.
When what happens?
When the Nuggets win in 7.
This
But I
is
think
true.
they're going to win tomorrow night. So either way, as long as the Nuggets win, I think I'll be a happy camper. But I think that about does it for the House Always Win segment and our show. Thank you guys so much for listening. We cannot thank you guys enough. I know it's summertime. I know everyone is going on vacation. We took a little vacation ourselves. And you know what? We just want to give a huge shout out to all of our sponsors: Blaine Loop with Keller Williams Realty, Rally Cap Brewing, the House Bar in Tigerland, and Work Box LLC, and to the Boot Crew Media Network. We absolutely love the motivation, the content, the pushing. The Boot Crew Media Network has been absolutely fantastic to us, and we cannot thank them enough. And you know what? Luffy just gave me a point, said, I got this.
Arik Gilbert is a bum. We didn't want him anyway. Peace out.
There it is. Peace.